So guys, I just want to give you guys the welcome to the February series where I'll be talking with many amazing people that I know, and we are actually almost in the middle of it. It's been, can you guys believe it, 2 weeks? I've had the honor and privilege to start it off with my friends, Michelle and Trey Sean. And they did such an amazing job on just communicating how to deal with trials and tribulations and how to honor God and stick with marriage even when it sucks. But marriage doesn't always suck, right? Married people, right? And also, the coolest thing that I also loved about it is that throughout the series, I'm doing a couple giveaways. I'm giving away Starbucks cards. Who likes coffee? I like coffee, and everywhere, I would say the Hub or Bibos and stuff, but everywhere, because people are watching from everywhere, there's a Starbucks. So I can get you guys, hey Amber, woo! I can get you guys a Starbucks card, and there's a game to this. At the end of each talk, I'm going to give you guys a song you can guess, and if you are the first woman or man to guess it correctly, then you get a Starbucks card, right? Coffee on me. Woo! And so, another thing I want to let you guys know. If you have questions, this is a conversation. So I don't want to just be talking. We don't want to be talking to ourselves. We want you to give your input, give your thoughts on what they say. Or if you have questions on the guests that I have, please feel free and just submit your comment right down there. And so I started off with Michelle and Trey Sean week 1. They did awesome. I had Marisol and Marvin, and we tag teamed it and did it in Spanish because guess what? Hablo español también. And we did English, Spanish, and we did a Spanish on Friday with my friend Kathy. She's all the single ladies with me, right? And today I have the honor and the privilege to have with me Jesus and Connie Ojeda. They are absolutely amazing. Before I even knew, well, let me tell you a crazy story with them. They're probably going to join in any second.
Hey!
Hey, Connie. Hey, Jesus. Oh, the boys are there. Oh, these are their cute little babies. They have twins. And let me tell you, they are so amazing. They're so cute. Oh, my gosh. Hi, Cristo. Oh, that's Cristo, guys. Meet Cristo and Benny. They're making their debut on Instagram Live. And I am so happy to have you guys here today. I want to share a little bit of how I met you guys. So, I met you guys from Encounter Church with Pastor Nate. And the crazy thing about that is that I knew of you before even knowing you. And so, I remember meeting your brother in the gym where we lived at the complex, and he was sharing how you were sharing Jesus with him, and I was like, man, you need to get to Jesus. And I go to this church with a guy friend, and you guys end up being there, and I didn't know you were his brother until like months later, maybe weeks after. And your nephew goes, and then I connect the dots, and my mind was blown. I was like, I knew of you before I knew you. Like, you really love Jesus. Because one of the things that he said, he goes,
I knew of you before we knew you.
Yeah. I was like, because one of the things your brother said was like, man, my brother's changed so much. Like, he's always talking about Jesus. I was like, that is so cool. You know? Hi, Mom. My mom just joined. Hi, Pastor Jose. Hello. So this is going to be Spanglish. Va a ser en español, inglés, however this comes out, however we feel comfortable. So Jesus is the one carrying Cristo, and Connie is carrying Benny. I'm so glad you guys are here. So I want to ask you guys, let's quiero preguntar, however you guys feel. Maybe Jesus wants to take this one, and maybe you can both talk about it. It's how we're going to be talking about dating and relationships and all that stuff. How did you guys meet, and what was your background? Why are you laughing, Connie?
So I'll start. Background. When we met, I was an active gang member at the time. I wasn't a Christian. I was outside of the faith. Believed in God, but didn't know who God was. So we met in Mexico, actually. And we met in a hotel room where her sister was working as a receptionist.
Wow.
Which, all of that, it's a crazy story, which she's going to have to share herself because that's her story. But yeah, I mean, it was me and a group of guys. We're in Mexico. We get in a taxi and we just ask the taxi guy, "Hey, take us to a hotel for the night." A bunch of single guys, honestly, just looking to party. And I mean, to be honest, we're just, looking for some girls to hook up with. And we're in the room, we're partying, whatnot, having some drinks, and then we hear a knock, and we hear giggling outside the door. So we're like, what? Okay. Giggling. Guys don't giggle, so we're like, there's some girls out there. We didn't even have to go out there and look for them. So one of my buddies opens the door, and I couldn't see. From the part of the room that I was in, I couldn't see who it was. But I can hear that it's multiple girls, and they're just laughing and giggling, and they say they want to party. So for us, we're like, okay, yeah, well, that's what we want to do. We invite them in, and that's where I first see Connie. She's the first one in the room.
Yeah.
Connie was the party girl. I mean,
Connie!
She stormed in the room, and I was just like, whoa, this girl's wild. This girl's wild. Would have never thought in a million years when I first saw her that we would be where we're at right now.
Wow.
But I mean, yeah, that's how we met. We met partying.
Yeah. And you know what? What I love is that it's a real story. Some of these stories I've heard, I'm like, on the first one, Trey and Michelle, they're all like, oh, we didn't think anything of each other. Just being honest, it's like, oh, we didn't think anything. And then who would have thought, And I just love the realness of it because you guys didn't know of you guys didn't know of the faith, and this is how you guys actually met. So I love that. And Connie, what were you doing that day?
Well, I got kicked out pretty much because my parents find out that my sister was pregnant. So I got kicked out with my sister. My mom said, please, no la vayas a dejar sola. And so I had to go with her and follow her pretty much. And we just went to her job because we didn't have no teníamos otra parte donde ir. So that's where we went, and that's how I met Jesus. So
crazy.
If it wasn't for that, for my sister getting kicked out and me going too, I nunca hubiera conocido a Jesus.
So that day, like you hadn't been out for a couple, like that night that he got out, like
yes.
he was there and his friends were looking for a place. They chose the hotel where your sister works
at. We didn't choose it. We just told the taxi guy to take us to a decent room, a decent hotel.
Gosh.
And so we didn't say, hey, take us to that specific. He's like, okay. He's like, okay, I have a place that I think it fits what you guys are looking for, and he took us there. Wow. So none of this was planned. It was just
by chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here comes.
Well, I mean, you can say that right at that time, but
we know who it was.
Mi mamá dice en español, please. It's and I'm gonna summarize it, Mom, in Spanish. Jesús y Connie se conocieron, si puedo decirlo, por la gracia solamente de Dios. Él y sus amigos no estaban en Jesús, no conocían nada de Dios. Él era era de una pandilla y era activo, entonces acaba de salir de un lugar y estaban ni buscando un hotel ordinario bueno, sino le dijo al taxista, llévame a un hotel donde podemos ir y nomás tener una fiesta. Y Connie ese mismo día, como acaba de decir, sus papás la habían sacado de su casa porque su hermana se había embarazado y la necesitaba cuidar, pero ahí fueron al hotel a donde trabaja su mamá y ahí se conocieron. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. So aquí viene la pregunta buena. Here comes a good question. Well, you shared a little bit, Jesus, what you thought about Connie. Connie, what did you think about Jesus when you first saw him?
Que estaba bien guapo, la verdad.
Oh my God. Ay, míralo.
It makes me blush.
Aww.
She still makes me blush.
Aww. And what about you, Jesus?
You know, if I'm honest, like I said, I thought she was wild.
Yeah.
I didn't think, I honestly thought it was like, hey, you know, we're going to party with these girls. If we hook up, and that's it.
Yeah.
I didn't think much of it. I didn't think that anything was going to come of it.
Yeah.
We didn't hook up. You know, we didn't hook up.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, you know, I thought, hey, we're just going to party, and that's it.
Yeah.
I didn't think much of it. I found her attractive, you know, but it was just a physical thing. It was just, you know, we're going to party, you're attractive, and hey, that's it.
So, after that party, después de esa fiesta, what happened? Did you guys, like, become boyfriend and girlfriend right away, or?
No. So, before he left, me dejó su número de teléfono en un pedazo de toilet paper roll. ¿Ya ves el empty? Sí. Y ahí me dejó su número. En like a month after, le hablé.
Wow. That's how you get the ladies. You write your phone number on the toilet paper roll.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You know what I mean? If you got game, you know what I mean? You're going to get it if you put it in the toilet paper roll. So,
right there, guys.
You know.
Escriban.
Love story.
Write it on toilet paper roll. Right there.
It don't matter what you write it on, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
Just get the number, the right number. And so, ¿le llamaste luego, Connie, or?
No, like a month after.
What David wants to know what music was playing. What were you guys listening to in that time?
Oh.
In the room.
So myself, I was I grew up a little bit on the Bay Area and kind of West Coast rap. So we were listening to, I mean, some NWA. We were listening to some Ice Cube. We were listening to some Mac Dre.
Some,
you know, just pretty much hip hop rap.
Wow.
It is. You know, to them, that they were not used to that. Because she grew up in Mexico, so she was more...
Valentina Elizalde, Sergio Vega.
Oh,
yeah, those guys, whoever they are.
Selena.
You know what I mean?
Yes, Bidi Bidi Bam Bam.
Yep.
Connie, entonces, ¿sabías español o no? Did you know Spanish or not?
Nada más hablaba puro español, no sabía inglés, de hecho.
Wow. Did you know?
Yeah, which was good, because we could talk behind their backs.
This guy. This guy. Jesus, did you know Spanish?
Yeah,
oh,
enough to have a conversation.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So you waited a month to call him. You kept that toilet paper?
Yes, I did.
Ese pedacito de papel, un mes para llamarle.
Ándale, exactamente. Yo no sé ni cómo le hice, no sé ni para serte sincera, ni sé ni dónde lo guardé, nada, no sé nada. Yo nomás me acuerdo el día que le hablé.
¿Y qué pensaste? Dices, hoy es el día que le llamo a ese muchacho.
No, pues le hablé y me contestó una muchacha y dije, ay, no, dije ya, me creí bien Selena, dije, el muchacho de la otra puerta, no me acuerdo la canción.
Ajá.
Pero no, que era su madrastra.
Oh. Okay.
So, gracias a Dios, dije, ok.
Oh my gosh. Entonces, ¿vivían en la misma ciudad o qué pasó?
No. So, I was just going to be there for that night. Yo solo iba a estar ahí esa noche.
Uh-huh.
So, por eso dijimos, we're just going to party.
Yeah.
I was going to TJ.
Uh-huh.
So that's where my dad, I was going to go stay with my dad for a little bit. I haven't seen my dad in years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my dad lived. So ahí es donde me iba a ir allá con mi papá un rato. And about a month, como un mes pasó. And my stepmom tells me, hey, some girl called you.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh? I didn't even remember I gave somebody the phone, their phone number, right? Because the only people that knew my dad's phone number was, you know, family or my friends that I had given to, so they, you know, they can call me or whatever or whatnot. You know what I mean? So I totally forgot, and I know I sound like such a horrible guy, but I honestly forgot I gave the number to her.
Yeah.
You know, so then I was like, she's like, yeah, some girl called you. And I honestly was like, well, I don't know. Wrong number. And he's like, no, she knew your name. I was like, huh, okay. And she calls again about a couple of days later, and I'm there.
Holy
and
honey.
that's where it starts.
Yeah. And
that's where this love story honestly starts.
Wow. So you guys started talking on the phone?
Yes.
Every day.
Every day.
For like hours.
Wow.
My dad got mad at me because I ran up his bill.
That's funny. And were you guys, did you have was this your first actual time talking to someone like that? Or I don't know. Were you always on the phone with a girl? Jesus?
Mm-mm.
Was that your style?
No.
Well, you gave her you had game, obviously. I was out there.
You know, I didn't give her my number thinking that a relationship was going to blossom out of it. Yeah. You know, I gave her my number because I was like, hey, if I'm ever back in this area of Mexico, you know what I mean, and you want to party again, well, hey, you got my number. You know what's up. But you know, no, I honestly wasn't that kind of guy. I never looked to be in relationships. I didn't like them. I didn't like them because, I didn't like them because all the relationships that I saw around me, my parents, brothers, or just any other relationship that I saw, there was no trust. They were always fighting. Infidelities would happen, and so I saw that, and I saw that growing up as a young kid, and I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. So I just thought all relationships were like that, you know. I thought that's what if you get in a relationship, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know. He's trying to eat my shirt. So I always avoided trying to be in any kind of relationship. And so honestly, she's actually the first, I would say, girlfriend that I have ever had, and the first love that I've ever had with anyone, with any female.
Wow. That's so sweet. And so you guys are talking on the phone. What about you, Connie? Did you ever have a boyfriend? I don't know.
I did have a boyfriend, but nothing serious.
Yeah.
I was wild. Like he said at first.
I love you. I love you so much. And so how was your guys' first date?
How was her first date? So
I think, when did you guys see each other?
I think we need to back forward just a little bit. So
she left, and then he came, and then we met at that church. You remember when you came in the bus and you came with the rose?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, we were already together at that time.
That was the second time.
Yes, yeah, that's the second time.
Oh, okay.
So, like I said, we started talking on the phone, right? We talked for about 2 months, and then I decided to go see her. Because I started catching feelings. We started catching feelings through the phone. Yeah. You know, we started to get to know each other, and you know, I was like, okay, now I'm actually getting to know this girl. You know, we're investing this. Even though it's through the phone, we're investing time, and I heard some of the things that she's going through, what life has been like for her, and the same thing. I was sharing things which was so weird. It's so weird, like I said, because I never thought I would ever even get married or be in a relationship. I started sharing things that I went through, and just having somebody there to hear me out, you know what I mean? I think that's how I started catching feelings. So then I decided to go see her again. And
That's where you met my mom.
Yeah,
And you
I met
cocinaste
old
huevos
school.
con chorizo.
Not only did I have game, Barbie, but I kept it old school and traditional. Like before we even became boyfriend girlfriend, I met her parents.
Yes.
Like,
Yes, Jesus.
I didn't think I ever have a girl, but even when I did do it the first time, you know what I mean? I did it the right way.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? I came to her mom or her dad, and I'm like, hey, here I am. You know, I like your daughter, and
mamá say, oh, ese es el susodicho.
Oh,
yeah. She was so much like my mom, so mean, but I loved that.
Like, I loved her for it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine God even working on her mom for you to like her to be that mean?
Right.
Or not saying she's super mean. I'm just saying that.
No, she was mean.
Yeah, she was
no,
mean.
she was mean. She was mean. She was mean, but I love that because that's how my mom was. My mom was always giving me a hard time, and you know, I hadn't seen my mom for a couple months, so I was missing her. So having her, somebody that had kind of that same kind of qualities as her, I was like, man, you're so much like my mom. I love you.
Oh, that's so
No
sweet.
me digas esas cosas, dijo mi mamá.
Yeah, she's like, don't tell me that. You don't even know me.
That's so sweet. So your first date was with parents. You met the parents first.
Yeah.
¿Y cocinaste? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I made some huevos con chorizo.
And a lot of onions. That was the first time. You didn't like that?
No. Hey.
Hey. That's so funny. That's so awesome. And so, en el principio de su relación, at the beginning of your relationship, what was that dynamic like? So you guys not knowing of God, obviously. Like, how did your relationship look? Like, if you want to give us a little preview of what that looked like.
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard because you know, we none of us, either one of us had been in a long-term relationship. It's my first relationship. So everything that we were learning was all new to us. You know, so we didn't know what to do. We didn't know if we were doing things right, wrong, or whatnot. You know, we're just taking it a step at a time, and you know, we went through some real hard times. I mean, we're going on 13 years, and
wow.
I would say, let's see, we came into faith when I was 26. I'm 33. Okay. So that's 6 years ago. Before that, our relationship was always struggling.
Yeah.
Wow.
Always struggling. You know, we would fight a lot. We would argue. The things that I saw growing up were happening, and I didn't like it. You know, I didn't like it. I thought we would always look at each other and honestly be like, man, I don't think we're gonna last that much longer.
Yeah.
You know, and that was throughout our whole relationship until we came to Christ, and when we came into faith and we were saved. And even the few couple months, the first year or two in our faith, you know, we were still struggling because we were, even though we were still finding out, you know what I mean? This is all new again, all new to us. So we're all learning, you know, we're baby Christians. We're trying to figure out who God is and what a healthy relationship looks like, and seeing that in other mature Christian couples. You know, it was a learning curve, but yeah, in the beginning it was hard. It was really hard.
Yeah. Connie, ¿cómo lidiaste con los celos antes y cómo lidias con ellos ahora? Like, how did you deal with jealousy then, and how do you deal with them now? And then we'll go with you, Jesus.
Antes, it was really hard. Me ponía celosa hasta si salía a la esquina y platicaba. Ni tenía que platicar con nadie, si salía a la esquina al correo. Ya estaba celosa, decía yo, ya está pensando en alguien. Sí, yo era muy celosa por todo. Pero yo creo que era también más como ¿cómo te diré? Por su pasado, yo creo que eso también me marcó mucho. Porque pues él ya ha tenido más experiencias también con mujeres. So, yo creo que a lo mejor estuvo que mucho que ver. ¿Sí me entiendes? Pero ahora, ya no. Gracias a Dios, la verdad que se lo dejé en las manos de Dios y eso me ayudó mucho. Saber de que el problema no es conmigo, como quien dice. I don't know, and I learned to trust him.
Yeah. That's so good. What about you, Jesus? Thank you. That's so good.
Well, I would say in her defense, I wasn't the greatest boyfriend or husband in the beginning. I gave her reasons to be jealous. Growing up, not being a Christian, not really having any kind of faith in God, I was living by the terms that the world taught me, and I learned that as long as you were not physical with another person, and you're not cheating, you know what I mean? But you can talk to somebody else, you can look at things that you shouldn't, and it was all okay, So
that made me really insecure.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. In her defense, I didn't. Those things would make a couple jealous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They would make a couple jealous. So I'm. It's not that, she was just jealous for no reason, but then again, I didn't know that what I was doing was bad because I was like, well, I'm not hooking up physically with somebody else, so But for myself, my jealousy before, outside of my faith, I guess the only time I get jealous is if anybody else will hit on her. Honestly, I trusted her. I trusted that she's not gonna go and do something, but I didn't trust guys because she's a beautiful woman. So I was like, hey, you know what I mean? I found her attractive, so if somebody else is gonna find her attractive and they might try to take her away from me, I'm gonna fight them. You know what I mean? So, but that's kind of where my jealousy was at that time. But now, as she says, I can honestly, by the grace of God, say I haven't been jealous in years.
Wow.
I trust her. I know who my wife is. I know who I am.
And it really has to do, I think, too, the way that you carry yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. And knowing that we've allowed Christ into our relationship. So this is not just a relationship of two people.
Yeah.
This is a relationship of two people and God.
Wow.
In the mix of it all. So God is as much in this relationship as I am, as she is. And I think that has helped out a lot in those areas in our lives of me trusting her and not having to be jealous of even if a guy does come and talk to her. I know who my wife is. I know that she respects herself and that, she has those boundaries set that even if a guy were to try to cross them, she's going to let him know what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. Yeah.
I'm hood. I grew up in the hood, Barbie, so I kind of, you know what I mean? A little bit of the hood is going to come out.
Yes. I love you guys so much. That's so good. Okay, so con eso dicho, with that said, how, even now as married, what are some guardrails or like some guardrails that you guys have set up? Some safeguards to make sure that no one's crossing those boundaries. Like, how do you mark your boundaries to make sure that your marriage is safe?
You want to start?
Yeah.
Okay. For myself, the way I carry myself, first of all, if you are a woman, you come in and you approach me, you're gonna first of all know that I'm married. I'm gonna let that be known. I'm a married man, and not only that, it's pretty obvious now in my walk that people will know that I'm a man of faith, I'm a man of God, and then I don't have to say too much of my values. I think that just the way I live my life speaks of the values that I walk by. People know I love my wife. People know I love my family, and people know I love God.
Yeah.
And there's been times where women have tried to cross that line, and you know, in love and respect, I would have to just be like, hey, you know, I'm married, and it's not right for you to do this, or you know, I wouldn't come out mean, but just be like, hey, you know, I love my wife, I love God, and our relationship. Let's say if it's at work or whatever, if I'm working and there's women that work around me, I would always make sure that I will never be in a spot where I was alone and with another woman.
Wow.
No matter what, even if it's work related. I would just start, even if I found myself in that position, I would start walking and talking to them to the point that there's more people around. You know, so as they say, you know, that I'm not going to give a chance or opportunity for anything to happen.
Yeah.
Whereas in Proverbs, as they say, I just ran.
Yeah.
You know, with them, you know, that temptation tried to come and knock, you know, I turned the other way and I ran. I looked at Jesus and I said, nope, it ain't happening.
Yeah. You're like, nope, not today. Not today. What about you, Connie? What are some boundaries that you kind of set around yourself to make sure?
Just like this. Happily married.
check my hand right here. Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, it has a lot to do with the way that you carry yourself, you know, as like como dijo él, let's say que acabo de empezar en un trabajo, the way that I carry myself around other people, y just making, dejándole saber, ¿sí me entiendes? De que, oh, estoy casada, tengo hijos, estoy muy feliz, si quieres consejos te los doy, pregúntame, ¿sí me entiendes? Pero yo digo, todo tiene que ver the way that you carry yourself, and that's it. If they ask you, you're married, yes, I am, and then that's it.
That's good. Yeah, because
for me, it's just straightforward, being really restricted. Mi trabajo es mi trabajo, and that's it, you know, no, nada más.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's really good. No, it is. Because a lot of times when you go to a new place, a workplace or whatever, Starbucks, you see a lot of people and they come at you. It's like, you talk about what you're passionate and in love with all the time, you know? And so if you're passionately in love with your husband or wife, like it just naturally comes out in conversation. It's like, let me show you a picture of my cute twins. Yep. Like, oh my gosh, yes, show me, you know? And same with marriage or anything that you guys go through. And so I think it's a lot of people don't do that enough, you know, where they just like go around and not talk about their wife or husband. So people, even though they see a ring, they're all like, is that your purity ring or is that your wedding ring? You know? Like, so thank you. I love those boundaries because guys are asking like, how can I set those boundaries? And you gave a clear one of like, don't be alone with a woman que puede dar la cavidad a tentación, you know? And same like you just shared for our women out there too. Like be clear, honest, and straightforward. So dating. Here's one on dating. And you have, how many girls do you have, Jesus?
3.
3 beautiful girls. You'll see them on there. I have them on the background. You guys can see them.
Look at them.
They're
my girls.
so cute and beautiful. You guys have cute babies.
Yeah, we make real pretty babies.
Yeah, you do. And they are so sweet and responsible and well-mannered. I love them. So dating boundaries, maybe what's something you guys have learned about, maybe not, I don't know. Did you guys have boundaries when you guys went out as boyfriend, girlfriend, and just also encourage our young men or women and your future, your daughters later on when they get of age, maybe 35, 30, when they start dating, on what boundaries to have to honor God in a dating relationship?
Well, again, like I said, when we first started, no, we had you had some,
but
you know what I mean. But like I said, we were outside of the faith, you know what I mean. We didn't know God, so we were just, you know, boundary wise.
Yo creo que a las niñas yo les tratará de definitivamente inculcarles que se guarden para su esposo, la verdad, porque eso afecta demasiado, yo creo, en tu relación. Ya cuando estés casada o como quiera que sea, ¿sí me entiendes?
¿Y cómo viste ese efecto en tu relación? Like, what were the effects of that?
Yo era virgen, él no. So, por eso tuvo mucho también que ver que mis inseguridades, que él ya tenía más experiencias, que yo no sabía nada. So, por mi parte yo puedo decir que él me afectó.
Yeah.
Pero sí les dijeron a las niñas, la verdad que sí es bien importante eso.
Yeah.
And it is. And I'll tell you why, for the man.
Yeah.
She was the first girl I ever met, being a virgin. And, you know, even though we didn't wait until we were married, and we're just honest and truthful, you know what I mean? We went a while.
Yeah.
And that was very attractive to me. I was all attracted to her because of that. I was like, she respects herself. What?
Yeah.
Hold up. I'm not used to that. Like, I wasn't used to that. The life that I grew up in, I was like, you know.
In the culture we're in. Just even
in the culture. In the culture that I grew up in, it was like, oh, you're just, you know, you're stuck up, you know, you're this or that or whatever. But I was like, what? And it honestly, I found a deeper attraction to her because of that. That she respected herself, and she was the first girl that I ever met that did that.
Yeah.
So for my kids, you know, yeah, we want to teach them that. We want to teach them to respect themselves. That they're, you know, their body is a temple. Their body's a temple, and they need to be careful on how they treat that temple that God has given onto them, and how just beautiful and great it is, and just to teach them, you know, the reasons why it's important, you know what I mean? Well, what it is that God tells us, that why we should wait until we're in marriage to, you know, to have a relationship with one another in that way. So, yeah. You know,
pero también no inculcarles así como que, oh, es malo. Enseñarles, es bueno, pero cuando estás casado.
Yes. God created it. It's good. It's a good gift from the Lord. And it's just using it correctly. Usándolo correctamente es lo que Dios quiere.
Sí.
You know, that's so good. Thank you guys for your honesty. I love this interview so much. A lot of people need to hear this. I need to hear this all the time. So, I have another question with you guys that we kind of battled. Let's see. How do you deal with the temptation to sin? In marriage, out of marriage, or just, I think even in marriage, like, how do you deal with the temptation to sin? Because even, like, you were telling us that you go to, like, girls can know you're married, but they will still push. Even in the culture we're in now, it's like, you see any telenovela, anything, it's like, oh, I'm going out with a married man, and that's okay now, and that's okay.
Definitely.
So how do you deal with the temptation to sin? It could be with, like, unfaithfulness, which does come knocking around some way or form anyway, but, like, or even anger or lust, or how have you dealt with that, or how do you deal with that? How do you deal with the temptation to sin?
So, I mean, as I was sharing, I think it happens. I would think it happens to everybody in the marriage, you know, because when you get married, it doesn't mean that other people are not going to find you attractive, or that you're not going to find somebody else attractive, you know. So, again, but then as a Christian man, I am very careful on the way that I carry myself wherever I'm at, you know, the type of vibes that I'm putting out if I'm talking to somebody of the opposite sex. You know, I'm very respectful towards them. I'm a gentleman. But then sometimes being that attracts them.
Yep.
You know, that attracts women because they're...
Because we're not used to it. We're not used to gentlemen or polite, you know, especially if you're not in the community of faith. Way less.
Being respected.
Yeah.
That's, I think, one of the main things. Women are not used to men respecting them, especially men that might not even know that. You know, it's the first time that I may talk to somebody of the opposite sex, but you know what I mean? I see them in the image of God, so that's why I respect them.
Yeah.
You know, I see their value. I see I see the beauty in them.
Yeah.
So I respect them because of that. And I treat them the way I want to be treated, with love and respect. So, but the thing is, because of the culture that we live in, where, especially in the culture that I grew up in, women are very, they're seen almost as an object, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
they're just a piece of meat type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you get what you need from them, and that's it. But, now, again, so then when women get treated with respect, with love, sometimes that can come across as like maybe flirtatious because they're not used to it. But it's, and so then I've had a job, as I've shared, I had a job where I worked around a lot of women, a lot of young women.
Yeah.
And they were attractive, and the way they carried themselves and the way they just got along with everybody else and all the other guys, they were very flirtatious, and I had to set boundaries. So because the way I treated them with respect, I treated them with love. I believe sometimes some of them kind of got that as like, I'm trying to get at them.
Yeah.
And so then they started kind of coming at me in a way that was, I was like, no, I'm, I had to stop and be like, look, I'm sorry. I don't know. Did I do something, because I don't think I've done something to where I've invited this in. And I would have to be like, I'm married. I'm happy. I love my wife. I have a beautiful family. I love God. This is just how I treat people. I treat people with respect. I treat people with love. But I just ask you to please respect what I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
And it got to the point, as you say, that temptation of sin comes, that after prayer, and this was a job that I liked. I liked this job. I was a cook. I was taking the steps to become a sous chef and then wanting to be a chef.
Yeah.
And I liked it because I was always learning. I always like to learn new things. And in that area, you're always learning. Because there's so many different ways of cooking, so many styles, cultures, and, so. But it got to the point where I was like, okay, this is becoming a problem. Where I'm being faced with this constantly. So after prayer, after bringing it with pastors and bringing it with brothers and sisters, hey, I'm dealing with this, and seeking their counsel, what should I do? I came to the point where I actually left that job.
Wow.
I left that job and seeked another job where I'm working with all men now.
Wow. That's a wow. That's so awesome. Like, that is something where it speaks a lot about your character. It's like, hey, you really put your priorities straight and made sure anyone and everyone knew it. It's like, I do love this, but I love my wife and family and want to honor God even more, and I believe God honors that. Have you seen God honor you and honoring him through that decision?
Oh, yeah. And I've seen it in our relationship. That's where I've seen it the most. I've seen our relationship really flourish. It's stronger than it's ever been. And just, I think that the fruits from that come in just being an example to others, and seeing the effect that it has in their lives and possibly in their relationships with their boyfriends or their relationships with their husbands.
Yeah.
And that's honestly all I would ever ask for, is that we can use what God has given us to encourage others, and strengthen their relationship with God and their significant other.
Wow. Yeah, and you definitely are. That's such a good testimony. I love it. I love what you're just saying, all of it. Like, I know that more than what you're saying, it's what you've done and what you guys are doing. That speaks for what the power of Christ is able to do through a crazy party night to bring about such women and men. I absolutely love it. Absolutely. Do you have any advice for our singles joining in that might find themselves discouraged today in the media saturated age? maybe for our young men, what would you actually, Jesus, how can you encourage maybe young men or women, single or even married, who are struggling with lust or, you know, that temptation to sin too?
Yeah. I'll start with the singles.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's all going to happen in its own time. I know in the culture that we live in, a lot of times, you know, you start getting older and you start, you know, and I think I may be talking a little bit more to the females. You know, you might start worrying like, oh, you know, is the right guy out there? You know, and I'm getting older. He's not here. God, where's that man? You know, but I mean, I would honestly, yeah, there is guys like that. Actually, I know of one. I'm not gonna put him on blast. I love him, you know, but.
Oh well,
I would
save that guy for another question that I have coming up.
Okay. Okay, I won't share his name though.
No,
I don't want to put him out there like that. So, you know, I would just honestly say is enjoy your life as a single person, you know, like enjoy that. Enjoy that. You know, I believe as you're enjoying that, your single life, you're going to come across that person. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I wouldn't, don't buy into what society or this world is trying to throw in you that, oh, by certain age, you should be married. By certain age, you should have kids. By certain age, you should have accomplished so-and-so. No. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. Enjoy life. Enjoy life. Enjoy God as a single person.
Yeah.
You know? Because that's a different relationship that you have when you're single with God than when you are married with your significant other and the relationship you have with God. You know, it's enjoy that. Yeah. Is what I would say. Don't worry. You know, and at the same time, you know, if we're honest and if we read our Bibles, we do know that some are called to walk in that.
Yeah.
You know. Some are called to walk in there, to be in being single. Honestly,
yeah,
that might be their calling. And that, you know, for someone to figure that out is just honestly, you know, just having that close, intimate relationship with Christ, having a very close relationship in community with their brothers and sisters, that is going to walk with them, encourage them. You know, bear their burdens with them.
Yeah.
But you know, don't worry. Honestly, enjoy your single life is what I would say to the single people.
Oh yeah.
And to our married couple, you know, that has a whole set of different things that come into play. And what I mean by that is that, you know, we'll talk about the temptations that you're talking about. The love. You know, because, like I said, you get married, you find that significant other, and then you find that, hey, you know, other people are still attracted to me.
Yeah.
And you might still find other people attractive. So how are you going to deal with that now? How are you going to deal with that in the way that you're honoring your relationship, you're honoring your wife, and you're honoring God?
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with what are we taking in into our life? You know, what are we surrounding what's taking up of our times in our lives?
Yeah.
Pretty much what, you know, social media, TV, you know, going out in the clubbing, all that, whatever it is, you know, temptations are going to come.
Yeah.
I mean, the devil's out there, like a lion, seeking to see who he can devour. I mean, what's his main way of causing the chaos that he does is through division, right?
Yeah.
He caused to divide. So when in a marriage, that's what he's trying to do. And how does he do that? You know, infidelities, you know, husbands or wives being addicted to pornography. And I mean, and the list can go on and on, whatever it may be. So with that, I would say then examine yourself.
Mm.
What are you putting into your life? Because what you're putting in is what you're going to get out.
Oh, amen. That's good. Mm-hmm.
You know, so if you're dealing with lust, if you're dealing with addiction to pornography, well, maybe you shouldn't be in social media.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you shouldn't, you know, be in those things where you know that those temptations are going to be there.
Yes.
You know they're going to be there already. You know that.
Yeah.
And if you're there, my encouragement would be to recognize that sin.
Mm.
You got to recognize that sin and understand it. As I shared to you, I was there. I was dealing with it, you know, and it took me to the point of realizing that I was so stuck on it that I always used to say, I hate this sin. I hate this sin.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
Not being honest. Because if you hate something, you're not going to do it.
Come on. That's right.
You know?
No one likes working out. No one likes it. I hate it. Right? It's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like it a little bit. No.
Well, yeah.
But
I'm just saying.
Just a little bit. But, you know, there's days I don't want to go.
No one likes breaking a bone. No one.
No.
They hate it.
No.
Yeah.
You know, so with sin, though, you're doing it because you love it.
Mm-hmm. You enjoy it.
We're sinners. You need to forget. Mm-hmm. We can't forget that. We're sinners.
Mm. That's so good.
But where I believe the healing comes is that you realize that. You realize that you're a sinner.
Yeah.
And that you love your sin.
And you turn from it.
But that then you understand, okay, I'm a sinner, but you know, I need Savior. I need to be saved from this. Yeah. And to understand who can save you from that.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Oh yeah.
Yes.
So, you know, it's him. It's realizing, okay, so then it's being honest to God. You know, it's being honest to God that, oh yeah, look, they fell asleep. They're falling asleep.
Oh, that's good. They're getting that word in.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so, you know, it's, for myself, it's coming to a realization, okay, you know what? It's coming to God and being honest and asking for forgiveness for loving that sin. Because if I hated it, I would have never done it in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's being honest with myself and being honest to God, and that's where I found healing in that. Yeah. You know, so that would be my encouragement for anybody that may be going through that, because I know there is a lot of brothers and sisters that are dealing with that. And it's hurtful, and it's destroyed so many relationships. And I just thank God, and I thank my wife that's put up with me and loves me, you know, to encourage me. Yeah. And vice versa, myself to encourage her and to understand her and to understand, you know, we're both sinners in need of grace.
And then also to understand that we're not here to fix each other, you know?
Yes.
Yes.
That's so
I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah. That's a good word.
Yeah, I definitely learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
But again, you know what I mean? This is all, we're still walking in this where things are still new, you know? We're still learning. But now we have Christ. Now we have God. You know, and we have this amazing people in our lives. Yes. Couples that have just been the greatest role models to us to what a healthy relationship looks like.
Wow.
You know, and then to just be honest with ourselves too, because a lot of times I believe that couples are trying to strive for this perfect relationship that does not exist. There is no such thing as a perfect marriage, a perfect relationship. No.
Yes.
If we're honest,
that's right.
We still have arguments. We still fight. We got in an argument yesterday.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But then it's just us, you know, turning to God, turning to each other, asking for forgiveness.
And remembering that we're one.
Yes. You know, and
one team.
Yeah.
And we've had, just like I said, just great couples.
Yeah.
One of them, you're going to have one of them as guests coming up soon. They've impacted our lives a lot. And I'm not going to say names, but you know who they are.
Woo!
You know, And, you know, God has blessed us. God has blessed us with a great community of brothers and sisters, singles, married, the whole works, that have just shown us, you know, just what it looks like to be a man of God.
Yeah.
For my wife, you know, what it looks like to be a woman of God, what it looks like to love your wife, to love your kids, to love your husband.
Yeah. And Connie,
I'm speaking too much. I need Connie to speak.
I'm going to ask Connie something right now, and we do have like 5 minutes left, but I want to, do you have a word of encouragement to our young ladies that, you know, married or single? Do you have any encouragement, advice that they can take from you?
Well, like I was saying before, you know, that just remember, if you're married already, remember that you're one. That if you're fighting with your significant con tu boyfriend or your husband, you're fighting with yourself, because we became one now. And then also, since he was telling you, we fight yesterday. So I guess too, it has a lot to do with watch your words, watch your tone, because even if you're saying the right thing but not the right tone, that has a lot to do.
Oh, you know what just came up to my head?
Love and respect.
Yeah. Can I drop a little bit more knowledge and just encouragement?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Check this out. So we read a book a while back, and it's pretty good. I believe it was Love and Respect.
Ooh.
And there's this thing called the crazy cycle that it talks about in there, that you constantly find yourself.
1 second. You guys, if this cuts off, I'm going to go live again, because this is just so good and I'm enjoying all of it. And if you guys have questions for Jesus and Connie, please write them in the comment and we'll get to them as soon as we can. But you can continue.
Okay. And it talks about, you know, for the man in the marriage, it was more, you know, centered the message for married couples.
Mm-hmm.
The man never really doubts the love from the woman. So we really don't even need to hear those words, you know, I love you. We know. Mm-hmm. We know. But what the thing that a man longs for more is that he's respected. That the man is respected. And it's true, because the times that we've gotten in arguments, it's a lot of times where I feel like I was disrespected.
But I was always right.
Oh, wow.
I just didn't deliver the message in the right tone.
Oh, okay.
And then vice versa for the woman needs affirmation that she's loved.
What book was that?
I believe it was called Love and Respect. I forgot who the author is, but I believe it's Love and Respect.
Okay.
You know, I'll look it up in case that it's not, but I believe so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
You know, and it's, you know, fellas, tell your woman you love her. Show her. You know, do the things she likes. You know, go out of your way to make her feel special.
Get a pedicure with her.
And what would you tell women?
The same thing. Just watch your tone. How you deliver your message. Even though we're always right most of the time, watch your tone.
Yes.
Yes, one of the things that he said, the author, is you can be right, but wrong at the top of your voice.
What? You can be right, but at the wrong tone of your voice?
But wrong at the same time. So you're right and wrong at the same time. You can be right of what you're trying to say, but wrong on how you deliver it to your significant other.
Wow, that's deep.
So choose your words. Choose your words.
Yeah, choose your words wisely.
And tone, tone.
Tone.
A lot of times she thinks I'm yelling and I'm not. I'm just a loud guy.
That's good. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. You guys have been such a blessing. I'm probably going to continue on in just a little bit because there's like 19 seconds left on it. I didn't know it tells you like, hey, 15 seconds left. You're about to go off.
Like, tell Jesus to quit talking. He talks a lot.
I have a quick question. I'll tell you. As we continue, think of a 30-year-old single man who has never been married and loves Jesus. Just asked if a 30-year-old young man who is single, never been married, doesn't have kids, and loves Jesus. So that's
And my
my
name is Jesus.
question. Do you know any single man who has never been married, loves Jesus, and doesn't have kids? That's
Yes.
Wow.
2. I got 2.
One, I know a guy.
I know a guy.
That's his name. His name is Guy.
That's his name, Guy. He's not gonna put you on blast. He's just gonna
No.
So, single ladies out there, because that really was a question that was submitted. It's ask if there's a young man. So it's not for me.
Hey.
But even if
I'll
it
put it like this.
was,
He's a successful man and loves Jesus.
okay, see, and loves, never been married,
Never been married.
doesn't have kids.
Doesn't have kids.
Lord, well, there you have it, guys. If you guys want to know, girls, if you guys want to know who this young man is, I'm telling you guys have to go to their Instagram and DM Jesus or Connie and let them know, hey, I'm interested in who this young single guy is, and they might give you the name.
Come to our community group. We meet up every Sunday, 3:30. We get together, we get in the Word, and he just happens to be there.
You guys already know that you already have a location. You don't even have to go DM. Go to their community group.
Yeah.
There you go. And what about the 2 that you know, Connie? They're in your community group too? Should we
One of them.
Should we just all go to your community group now?
Yeah, I guess so. Might as well.
Okay, guys.
Hey, and know this though. He's going to have to treat you right, because the married men in that community group will check them for you.
Oh, see, you guys, you already have accountability set up for this guy.
Yeah, come on.
They are setting you up for success here. I love that.
We don't play that around here.
So we're gonna do a plug. When's your community group? A community group, by the way, if you don't know, it's a Bible study that they have at Living Stones. They go to Living Stones. I love you guys. And we met at Encounter, but they now go and attend Living Stones Church, and they have Bible studies throughout the week that are called community groups. So when is your community group? So here's an invite to anyone who wants to go.
Yes.
Sunday, 6:30.
Sunday, 6:30. We have
6:30. 3:30.
No, 3:30. 3:30.
No,
It used to be 6:30.
I don't see any young single guys there.
Yeah. Sorry, it's 3:30. It used to be 6:30.
Okay.
We meet every Sundays, 3:30. We have a meal first. We start with the meal. We catch up on how the week's going. See, that's what Jesus did. Jesus, he always was breaking bread, was always eating. So we're like, hey, we gotta eat before we get into the Word.
Yeah.
So we have a meal. We live up in the North Valleys. So, if you can get up here, if not, let us know. We'll pick you up.
Right.
Come check it out. Co-ed, singles are welcome. Kids are welcome. You know what I mean? Hey, if you're a single mother with kids, come on in. Hey, I'm pretty sure he don't mind.
Yes, I love it. And you guys are just such a joy to be around. And man, I'm excited. So now we get to play a game, guys. For you guys that are watching, I'm going to first of all, thank you guys for saying everything that you did, which has helped me. I have so much notes. I take notes when I am in this interview. Hola, tía. Es Connie Jesus. This is
Hola.
My tía from Mexico. She's watching us. Estoy haciendo una entrevista con Connie Jesús. Hablamos de relaciones, de citas, cómo se conocieron. Y también dieron consejos para solteros y también para casados, cómo mantener su matrimonio fuerte, algo que ellos han aprendido. Y también ahorita vamos a jugar un juego. We're going to play a game. And this is for everyone that's watched this whole thing, or maybe you're just tuning in. Great, you get the right time. You guys can't participate because you might know the song. And I'm going to put a song on, and whoever tells me the artist, or I'm going to say, last time I said artist and song title. If you get the artist or the song, you guys get a Starbucks card. I will get that to you guys. So are you ready? I hope you're ready.
Sí.
Tú no puedes participar.
Let's see.
No.
Let's see. It's a pretty well-known. Oh, Jesus already knows it. Whoever gets it first gets a Starbucks card. Oh, District 415, you won the Starbucks card. Great, it is correct. And that is called Blessings. There's a line in here that I absolutely love. That he says, it's in the second verse. Where is it? I put my girl in a brand new diamond necklace. She says she needed more of my love and affection, which is what you were saying. Because lately I've been working harder than ever. She said, baby, you're a boss. Baby, clear your schedule. Dollar, you're a boss. Let's do something special. So it was saying like what you were saying today, Jesus. It's like, tell your wife you love her. Let her know, show her, you know. And yeah. I love how that song kind of relates to your guys' story, you know. And you guys definitely count all your blessings. And you have a handful of them. Which are so cute. I love them literally. So much.
Yeah, literally a handful, 5.
Yeah, yeah, literally a handful.
No, many more.
And this tick 415. I don't know who that is, but if you DM me,
it's in our community group.
There you go. Hey, DM me.
Repping.
And I will get you your Starbucks card because you just won a Starbucks card on listening in and tuning in to Jesus and Connie's story. So thank you guys so much. I love you guys, and I'll let you guys go. And also,
thank you, Barbie.
On this week, I want to announce to everyone who's watching before you guys leave. You guys can announce the second guest that I'm having because you guys know who it is. The first guest that I'm going to have, I'm doing this throughout the whole month of February. I've had single women talk, and I have a single man talking who is of age. He's not 30, but he's he's not even close. Well, he's in his 20s, but he is successful, loves God, and will be joining me on Wednesday, which is the day before Valentine's Day, to just talk about relationships, dating, what his perspective as a young man. And his name is George Heisel. You will not want to miss it. Young men, if you're watching, he has some wisdom to come, just like Jesus and Connie had it today. He has some wisdom coming in from a single man, never been married, doesn't have kids, loving Jesus at a young age and in ministry. So you will not want to miss him. He is coming. Well, he's not coming here, but he'll be tuning in all the way from Miami. It'll be a little later in there, but it'll be 6 o'clock here again on Wednesday. And on Saturday, do you guys want to say who it is?
Yes.
Ready? All right, you guys tune in to watch Ray and Amber Brown, which is one of those couples that we're talking about that has impacted our lives so much. Have just shown us cry so much in their lives, and we love them to death. Amazing. You guys do not want to miss out on their story, and just, man, you guys, you're going to see what we're talking about.
Yes, they are amazing. Saturday at 6 p.m., do not miss it. I have so many quotes from you guys. You guys are so amazing. You will be seeing them on my story, and you guys can post them on your story too. And so again, go give a like and follow Jesus, and you are Jesus Ojeda, right? Jesus _ Ojeda 316, and Connie and Jesus, go follow them because they are amazing and get to see their cute babies and their beautiful daughters, and they're just so amazing. So that's it for today and for this week. We started our week off well with a strong couple. So let's keep on going. And if you're married, go and practice what he said. Go show your wife you love them. And if you're a woman and you're married, watch your tone and your choice of words, which I will do as a single woman with all the guys I have around me. Because like you said, sometimes my tone is so rude. So I just got to be honest. It's so rude sometimes. But I'll work on that. Thank you, Connie. Thank you guys for being amazing. And
thank you.
I hope to see you guys very soon. I love you. Let's
say bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Good
Good
night.
night.